evening. The Golden Apricot International Film Festival Yerevan is hosting the Public TV team tonight. Philippine filmmaker Love Diaz will be doing an interview with us. Mr. Diaz, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you for inviting me, for having me here.
How long have you been in Armenia? Are you enjoying your stay?
It's almost a week now. I came ahead 3 days, so I had time to really move around and smell the place and check the place, just in the city.
Have you been picking up any elements that you might use in your future films?
Oh yes, of course. You know,
what exactly?
It's like that. Yeah. The mood, the tone, the smell. That's how you do it. The details, the nuances you check, you observe. Yeah.
Quite abstract.
Yeah, but it will become concrete at some point. You know, if you keep going.
All right. Yeah. So it's the 20th anniversary edition of the Golden Apricot Yerevan International Film Festival. Would you say it's a successful, established festival?
Yes, yes. You go the 20th, that's already like very ancient. It means it has its footing already in culture and in the international arena. A festival that has gone 10 years is already great. Now it's 20 years, so it's brilliant and great, yeah.
Well, what exactly made you to say yes to the Golden Apricot invitation and come down here from as far as the Philippines?
Cinema. I love cinema. So it's an opportunity to have discourse on cinema here in Yerevan, one of the oldest cities in the world. So it's like the inspiration is cinema. You address cinema in a very, very different setting and it becomes greater that way, yeah. Like now I'm in Yerevan and it affects you, the way you think. You know, the history of this place, the culture of the people, the way they deal with you. So it's a cultural exchange in a way that affects your being, yeah. 100
movies from 70 countries are on the list of the showcase during the festival. Yeah. Some of them have already been showcased. Here on the jury, any personal favorites?
I can say it. We'll be having, we just saw the last film in the main competition 2 hours ago, so I'm still absorbing all the films that we saw, and we're gonna have a very, very long deliberation and debate tomorrow, discussions on the film, and we'll decide. Yeah, I have some favorites, yeah.
But you're not going to name them, yeah, you're not supposed to.
Yeah, of course, no, yeah. But I have some, yeah.
The geography.
All of the films can be winners in a way, yeah. It depends on how you perceive them as a jury member, or it depends on how you look at life itself, because that's how you work on the jury or on seeing cinema, how it relates to you as a human being, how it affects you, that cinema. Yeah.
Any themes that are closer to your heart as compared to others?
Every theme is good because everything is universal. A Filipino experience is also an Armenian experience or an Arabian experience. So all themes and subjects, all, you know, discourses on culture is all related anyway. It's a continuum. We're all connected, yeah.
The geography of movies is very different from what you are perhaps used to in the Philippines.
Yeah.
There are movies from the Middle East as well as the Caucasian. The Armenian movies specifically, over 10 of them, or 20 if I'm not mistaken, will be shown. What's this experience like?
Well, it's a new experience in a way, because I really don't know Armenian culture except what we read, the very recent war, you know, the genocide. That's what we know very much. The Kardashians, so, yeah. And Systems of a Down, the metal band. I love them. So. And of course, some, you know, Armenian cinema that we see in festivals. So that's our connection with Armenia, yeah.
You are one of the most critically acclaimed Philippine contemporary filmmakers. What does it take to get to the hearts of the critics?
Well, I work hard with my cinema. I represent my culture, the struggle of my people. I'm trying to be truthful and honest with my works. And I'm trying to be responsible.
Is it enough, though? No talent?
Well, it's part of it, you know. You said 90% talent, 10% hard work, but I'm more into hard work because the talent will come handy if you work hard.
And modest, obviously.
Well, yeah, I try.
You're one of the key members of the slow cinema movement. You've gone for the slow and long. You're known for the longest movies on record. Why run the risk of losing your audience?
Well, my struggle with my cinema is how to create my own language. I don't want to do the convention of cinema, which is the imposed 1.5 hour or 2 hours. You know, I don't want to do that. My cinema is very free, so that's why they call it long, because it's very free. There's no durational limit. I just create my cinema the way I want it on my own terms. If it's 5 minutes, then it's 5 minutes. If it's 40 hours, then it's 40 hours. That's how I work.
As long as it takes for you to say whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I create my cinema
right.
like a novelist. I create my cinema like a novel. Yeah, I go for threads. I go for the nuances. I go for the details. So it's very free in a way. It's very fluid. Very fluid. It's evolving and evolving, and I keep going until I see something. Yeah.
Cinema is a form of art as well as a form of entertainment. When you decided to go for the slow and long, were you not concerned that you might lose your audience?
Well, I make cinema not for the audience. I make cinema for culture. I'm very, very clear with that. I make cinema for humanity, not for the money. I make cinema not for profit motive. It's for culture and for nurturing humanity's soul. I want to help as much as in my own small way. So I always struggle to find ways to be responsible with my cinema. I don't think about audience, I don't think about the money. So my cinema is more on that. It's a cultural work.
Egocentric approach versus audience-oriented?
Well, I think of the audience, because if you think of the audience, you're already compromising your work. You want to adjust your work to their so-called level of mentality and perspective. It should not be that way. You should be generous, give them what you want, give them what you have. That should be art, that should be culture, yeah.
Well, critics approved of your decision.
What?
Did the audience, did the viewers,
Yeah,
did they accept
it's going
your form
everywhere.
of art the way
Even
it
if it's an
is?
11-hour film, it's full. It's amazing because you show it in India, it's full. You show it here, there's a lot of people last night for the 5-hour film. So the issue of duration is not a question if people really love cinema or love to immerse on a cultural, discourse like cinema. Cinema is a great cultural discourse. It shouldn't be limited to, a very, very commercial thing. I respect commercial works, but I want to do the other way. I want to educate people.
It's the centenary of Armenian cinematography. How much do you know of the Armenian cinema, and how highly do you think of it?
Well, it's limited in a way, but at the same time, I'm proud that I know the works of Parajanov. Yeah. One of my favorites is, of course, Shadows of Forgotten Ancestors and Color of Pomegranate. These are iconic works that every cinema lover or who wants really to discourse on cinema and culture, they should watch these films. They're great films from Parajanov, yeah. And he's Armenian. It's Armenian cinema, yeah.
How familiar are you with Armenian contemporary cinema work? I know that certain films have been shown during the Golden Apricot.
Yeah. It's only now that I'm trying to understand Armenian cinema. I'm very honest with that. It's just Parajanov, yeah.
Philippine-Armenia cultural ties. In which direction you think we should be
going?
Well,
we have parallel histories. We've been imposed on by other cultures, like in the Philippines. We were a colony of Spain for more than 300 years. We were a colony of America for more than 100 years. We were under Japan for 4 years during the war. And there was a dictatorship for 30 years under Marcos. And Armenia has the same parallel history, yeah, being imposed on by other, cultures. Turkey, on the very recent war. You have your genocide. We have those as well. So our histories are connected on that manner. The struggles of our people have the same, trajectory in a way.
Back to Armenia and the Armenian culture. Your favorite Armenian dish? Have you had any time to try some?
I forgot the names, but I'm vegetarian. I've been eating great food since I was here. I just can't pronounce the names. I'm sorry.
So all of it was good.
I love the food. I love it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Philippine filmmaker Lav Diaz sat down with the Public TV tonight.